boys? What up, my girls? What up, peeps? What's Gooch, baby? KD back in it. What another one? What's good, man? Just now leaving Rock Hill, South Carolina, man. My little brother, my baby brother's birthday was today. And guys, it was phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. I tell you, my brother, man, he got so much stuff going on, man. He is doing amazing. Family's doing amazing, man. Shout out to my little brother. He's gonna be going out of town, man. When I tell you this dude be traveling, I don't know if he's going to Mexico or where he's going. But man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. I love it, man. I've been telling this dude, dude, get a YouTube channel, man. Everything that you're doing, all the phenomenal things that you're doing, man, you need to share that thing with the world. But hey, as long as he's enjoying himself and he's happy, I'm happy for him. Hopefully we can get him on camera one day, man. You know what I'm saying? And show some of that stuff instead of just putting it on Facebook, man. Need to see that. Anywho, I hope everybody is doing well, man. Y'all see the title of this video, man. We're gonna go ahead and jump on into it. So, I've just been trying to stay focused, knock some stuff out or whatnot, man. Moms approach me. I love my mom, man. When I tell you I love my mom, she is phenomenal how she does things, man. But, she said that she received a message from a young lady that I was talking to. And she said, she didn't know what to make out of it or whatever, but she was like, she stays out of grown folks' business. I love my mom, man. I love my mom. But, ain't no but I love my mom. Anywho, so we were, just sitting there just chopping it up or whatever. She was like, hey, so I received a message from such and such or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And mind you guys, my business, I try to keep them out of it as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? If it's not going to directly affect them, I try to, you know what I'm saying? I know everybody got their own go-throughs that they're going through. They got everything. I don't like to bother anybody with any issues or any mishaps or whatever that I got going on with myself. You know what I'm saying? I do my best to navigate through them, and we keep pushing, we keep moving. So mom's like, yeah, I got a message from such and such or whatever. And she let me read the response or whatnot. And she's like, so what's going on? And I had to break it down to I was just like, and I didn't think, I was like, nothing, to people doesn't mean, just because you guys stop conversing and stop talking to each other or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean that the other person is a bad person. Because one thing that I do not do is I'm not going to sit there and openly bash or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Someone that I gave time and energy to. You know what I mean? Up to the other person about whatever. Don't want to play. So, just basically, we say there's no ill will in the right. Bottom line is, some people want what they want when they want it. And I'm like this, whatever your heart desires, whatever you feel like you want, you deserve, and go get it. I mean, those of you that want, if you want to be married, then, you're around somebody that has expressed that they don't want to be married. And you make the decision, we'll sit down, we can have that doggone conversation, and we can, you know what I mean? Because as adults, that's what you're supposed to do. You have to be able and be willing to have those type of conversations, you know what I mean, without being childish, right? So I was like, we've been having conversations back and forth, man, and I look at it like this, the beauty that I got out of that particular situation. I think the only thing that I would say is it was one thing that I wish I would not have said, man, because, I believe that I was trying to force something. And I may have said something, or said something, not some things, but said something that I didn't believe. And honestly felt like I was kind of like pushing it out. Like it was almost a force instead of it just happening naturally, right? And I'm talking about the L word, man. Like honestly, you can have love for somebody but not be in love with somebody. And when I tell you, phenomenal person, had a lot of love for this person. Again, cool, down to earth person, but wasn't honestly in love with this person. And you know, when I start going back and I start like really paying attention to, you know, how I was moving and all those other things. I mean, the proof is always going to be in the pudding, man. Like you cannot hide that. But anyway, we were just, you know, we were just kind of like just going back and forth or whatever. You know, mom was just basically giving me her perspective on everything or whatever. And, you know, I was just making sure that, you know, this is nothing, you know, no negative vibes at all behind this. Again, we have been having these type of conversations for the longest to get a better understanding for exactly who it is we are and what exactly it is that we want out of life. And, you know what I'm saying, what is expected out of a person that you're going to be growing with, right? And the way that I tell, you know, when it comes to some women, you know, they want you to speak, they want you to be verbal about it. Men, you know what I'm saying, you can say something or whatever, but we want to see, the proof is in the pudding. We want to see it. Like, we want to see you embody that thing each and every day. So, a guy is looking for a wife, then he wants to see, you know what I'm saying, he wants to see a wife in the importance of maintaining a household, cleaning up, keeping his wife, and especially like if, you know, if a guy, if he's back in there, he don't want the house to be looking a mess or junky or anything like that. Be maintained for the most part. And you know, if you can cook, then that's a bonus. But I think a lot down for a second. Again, I don't know how most guys are, but I know how I am. I love things to be a certain type of way. And I understand that, listen, the young lady that you're supposed to be is to align herself with you. And if that young lady isn't the person that you're supposed to be with, and the same thing goes for women as well. If that's not the person that you're supposed to be with, it's going to be a constant like clash, right? Because if you're a young lady that that likes to go out or whatever, and you're with a guy that's a homebody, you know what I mean? Eventually that's going to get like, dang, you know, we don't never go out, you don't take me places or whatever. Like, it's going to get on your nerves eventually, right? And, you know, maybe you're somebody that likes to communicate, and maybe that other person doesn't communicate. And, you know, it's going to constantly, now, keep in mind, I believe, I don't think, you know, that was an issue. Communication was not really an issue because, honestly, in that department, communication got really, really good. And, you know, communication and all the rest of those other things, but again, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that that person is a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you guys were not equally yoked, and eventually things are gonna run its course, and you guys are gonna grow apart. Whether it's now, which again, thankful, blessed that it's now, rather than, you know, both of us getting into a situation and more things happen, then you got to do a lot more damage control. This was pretty much as easy as it can get. Seriously, it was beautiful. It was bliss. It's honestly probably what should have taken place years ago, so we wouldn't have got into the situation. But again, I am still thankful and blessed that it did happen now, and it happened in the way that it happened. Because when I look at people's breakups, bro, I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. And looking at, you know, it's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on in the world right now, man. And one thing that I'm thankful for is, you know, again, how things happen and still being able to maintain a certain level of communication. Still being able to be cordial, you know what I mean, or whatever, man. It's no again, when you think about breakups, the first thing what y'all start doing, calling the B word, the whole word, the everything but the child of God, man, and it's a bridge that's burnt, right? And thankfully, in these past couple of years, man, with anybody that I have been, just cool with, even if it's just a friendship, those friendships didn't end in a bad way, and I'm thankful for that, man. Like, these things, listen, the older you get, the wiser you should be. You should gain wisdom, the more you go through life, because we all go through things, and not just that, but we see other people that are close to us, and we're just like, yo, I do not want to be in a situation like that. I honestly don't. And again, man, I am so thankful, like, for waking up thinking, God, thank you, honestly, for blessing us. Not just me, but blessing us to be able to separate the way that we did. And I can see how mom's looking at him. She's like, yo, who is this guy? Is this my son? Let me tell you, I used to have a really, really bad temper problem. It wasn't like a bad temper problem when it came to like breaking up or anything. It was just a temper problem in general. Just angry, just love to fight, man. But I've seen so much, man, and I don't want to bring this up, but let's just say this: I had a lot of people that have left this earth that was really, really close to me. Some guys that I played football with, two of the guys, honestly, I played football with, I was really, really close. And I tell you guys, I was so far gone. I was beyond all of those. Like, when I think about anybody that played on that football team, when you think about the worst of the worst, honestly, I honestly believe, I mean, if you check the receipts, I had all those guys by a long shot, by a mile, when it comes to getting in trouble, the reputation for fighting, hitting, putting their hands on people or whatever. By far had the worst reputation when it came to all the guys on that football team. Hands down. Now, I was never with the guns and the weapons and all the rest of that extra BS that don't mean anything, man, because I don't think that you're a tough guy if you got to use weapons. Honestly, if you have to use any type of weapons, you're not a tough guy. You're a coward. That's just how I look at it in my eyes. You either solve it one or two ways. Either you solve it with words, which is, by far, like, I got to commend men that can do that, or you settle that thing by hands. That's just how we grew up, man. That's just how I grew up. Either settle by hands, or, you can talk it out. But hands is definitely recommended. But no, man, me and moms, we sat there, we had I know I'm going to have a conversation with Pops, I'm saying? Probably should have had a conversation with him today, but, man, Pops got a lot going on. But I got to keep him in the loop about, what's going on with me in my life and whatnot. I know he's gonna ask, like, when I go see him anyway, he always asks, how's everything going, man? Everything good or whatever? And we're gonna sit down. We're gonna have a man-to-man, heart-to-heart or whatever, and you know what I mean? I'm just gonna do the exact same thing that I did tonight or whatever, which is just have that same type of conversation. Listen, not blaming anybody for this. You know what I mean? If you want to blame anybody, feel free to blame me. All right? I'm cool with that. I am cool with taking 100% of that. And I'm gonna reference that by saying this. When I was during the podcast, I thought that I wanted to be married. Coming out of the podcast, I felt like I needed to be married more than anything. After further evaluation and really looking at all angles, I just didn't see how marriage would benefit me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And personally, I went ahead and I stepped back from believing that I should be married, respectfully. And I do apologize because, again, speaking from how I seen things to how I see things now, there was a time when I believed that a man should pay all the bills and the wife should just be what is it called? A housewife where she just sits at home and she doesn't have to work, she ain't got to do nothing, so forth and so on, right? What else? Basically what I'm saying is a lot of things that I thought that I really was basically just looking from the outside looking in, and then when somebody invited me into the house and basically showed me that, you know, they're not saying that your way of thinking doesn't make sense, but this is what that looks like. You're talking about, you know, you want a housewife, a wife that just sits at home and does nothing, so she don't have a purpose. Like, what is she doing? Like, well, you know, she cooks and she cleans, that's it. Like, bro, you do that by yourself. You don't need a wife to cook and clean. You survived for years without having anybody to cook for you. All right, you made your own food, and when you wanted to, you went out to eat, right? And you always kept it clean in your house. And so, you know, why do you want to be married? And I could not answer the question. Why do you honestly want to be married? What is the purpose of marriage to you? Couldn't answer the question. I could not answer the question. Like, how is being in a marriage going to benefit you? Couldn't answer the question. So why do you want to be married? I have no idea. So I'm guessing you don't want to be married. If you can't tell me why you want something, if you can't tell me why this would benefit you, then why the heck do you want it? It's just like, you know what I'm saying, somebody said that they want a Ferrari. Why? What's the purpose? It's a nice car, it's fast. You can get a fast car, you can get a nice car. You don't have to spend all that money on purchasing a Ferrari. What's the purpose? I just want it. That doesn't make any sense. What you're asking for does not make sense, bro. Like, from a business perspective, from, you know, somebody on the outside looking in trying to get clarity on why you want these things, it doesn't make sense. And honestly, this is where I feel like things are starting to kind of like make sense. Everything it's starting to make sense. It's starting to be a little bit more logical, like logical thinking now. There has to be a purpose behind whatever it is that you say that you want. Is this going to make your life better? Is this going to make your life any easier? Or is it going to make your life harder? Like, what? And honestly, you know what I mean? I tried my best not to be biased. I tried to look around at the marriages and stuff that I've seen, you know, from people that are still together that are not bitter. Because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to base or get all your information from two bitter people, or get your advice from people that are married but don't like each other. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand it when this mofo open his mouth. But we married though. I can't stand it when she does that. But we still married though. Like, I didn't want to get advice from those type of things. Not saying, you know what I'm saying anything about people that have those type of relationships. More power to you. No beef or anything like that. But I honestly, man, I'm one of those people that I ask a lot of freaking questions. And if I get quiet, I'm trying to process it before I start to ask questions. Like, that's the thing about me, man. I still have a lot of questions behind it. Now, on the other side, right? If you get, or if you have a young lady, right, that is all of those things that you need in a woman and more. She's bringing everything to the table. She's fit. She's feminine. She's cooperative. She listens. Oh my. Whoo. Calm down. She listens. Like, listen, man, it is so beautiful to sit back, like, at night and just be able to talk, bro. Be able to talk, and that other person just listens. Just listens. If they give any input, it's like really, really soft input. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like overbearing, like trying to do the most or anything like that. It's just, oh, that's nice. I love that. I love that. Like, tell me more. I'm just like, oh, man. Damn, burger boy. You know, I was listening to Anton, man. I know I'm getting off subject right now, but I was listening to Anton, and he was saying, listen, I'm one of those people that I even tried my best to take, like, the harder route. Like, I tried to go the wrong way, and I somehow continued to veer back into that lane that I'm supposed to be in. They didn't say that exactly, but just to, you know, kind of sum up what he was saying. No matter how much I tried to do bad, good always seemed to find me. No matter how many times I got myself into what a lot of people would call like a rough situation, I somehow got out. Thanking God. And he was saying something, man, that kind of gave me chills. He was saying, you know, they basically, you know, it was I don't know, it was a prophet or something, man. They were saying something about his life, and he said it first, and he called his mom. And she said something similar, but when I tell you, that thing was so freaking powerful just listening to that, man. You know, when you were a baby, or before he even came or something, they had visions of him walking with money in his hand, laughing, basically unfazed. The whole world around him was like on fire, but he was. I can't. Don't quote me on it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was basically like nothing could touch him. No matter how much bad people try to wish on you or whatever, man. For some reason, things always seem to work out for the better. Regardless of how many people hating on you, regardless of how many people dislike you or whatever, man, it just seems like it always comes back as something positive, no matter how hard you try to make it for yourself. I'm gonna tell you guys, man, I got a lot of videos that I have to release about, you know, some things that happened in my life, and you know how I maneuvered and gotten through, you know, certain things or whatever, man. And man, listen, crazy boy, crazy, man. It's not crazy. It's honestly a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be able to, after everything that I done been through, man. When I tell you, some crazy stuff has freaking happened, man. And I just want to honestly just sit down and just be able to dive through. It's gonna be like different things, man. Like I'm gonna try to figure out if I want to do like I don't know, man, like a little mini series or whatever, where I go back through and really document like my life and the things that has happened. I really want to do that, man. I think that's gonna be dope. I think that'll be honestly a dope thing to do, and while I continue to finish doing my movie. Man. But I'm just saying all that to say this, man. Listen, tonight was a beautiful night. It was much needed, you know what I'm saying, just to be able to talk to moms on that level, man, and get it all out, because me and how we do is we'll take it, we'll chuck it up, ball it up, man, deal with it on our own or whatever. But I am so freaking blessed that I still have both of my parents, man. Both of them, dope, are here, and they always, you know, have that listening ear, that soft tongue, and you know, just give me some no bitter insight. It's not anything bitter. It's no bitter insight, man. And that, y'all don't understand how healthy that is. I'm telling you, man, because most people, you know, you get out of a breakup and the first thing that people close to you want to do is bash that other person. You were better off without them any doggone way. Well, they did this and they did that, and I've been saying none of that, man. None of that. Well, you know, things happen for a reason. Some things happen for the best. And, you know, life goes on. And as long as both of y'all are, you know, still cordial, that is a beautiful freaking thing, bro. Beautiful thing. You don't understand how beautiful that is. Like, just to be able to just communicate if need be, like, hey, man, you know, blah, 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 and keep it pushing, man. It's and I see that now, man. And I think, you know what I'm saying, just growing up, right? Growing up, man, it's a lot of things that I didn't understand, didn't know how to communicate or whatever, man. And now we just turn everything into, or bring everything back to lessons and the money. Lessons and the money. All right? Lessons and the money, baby. That's what it's that's where we at right now. Bring it back. Either it's a lesson or it's some money involved. Or it's both. You learn your lesson and you can make some money from your story. You know what I mean? You can make money out of your story, man. That's what a lot of people do. That's why you see all these books and movies and all the rest of this other stuff. Some of the best books and best stories ever told, or best movies, are the ones that are freaking true, or things that people have went through, because they're relatable. So y'all take that, man. Y'all take that. Do whatever you want to do with it, man. I got a few minutes to ride. You know what I'm saying? Just chill out, listen to some good old music or whatnot, man. Whoo! Before we kiss the little man goodnight, the big guy. But listen, y'all. If you're in a healthy relationship, man, keep that thing healthy. If you're in a situation where you feel like you need to get out, and you know you've tried or whatever, and that's the last option, the last resort. Hopefully you guys are not married. If it's like just a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, you know what I mean? Talk to that person. All right? Talk to that person, man. Don't keep them in the dark. If you have any feelings about, you know what I'm saying, or you're about to make that move, like, hey, you know, this has been a beautiful thing, and being able to sit here and talk and be cordial, blah 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 blah. And I'm still, you know, hopefully only adults are watching this, and you guys have already had these type of talks and stuff. Well, not the breakup talk, but y'all have had these talks where I'm pretty sure people go through breakups. I'm not gonna say all the time, but people have like their fallouts a lot, right? And some of you have thought about it more than once. You know, sit that person down, have the conversation with that person. And when y'all, or if y'all do decide to separate, it should not be any ill will towards each other. I'm telling you, man. Because this is why you should be friends first. Be friends with a person, because if that person is your friend, you slowing down for? If that person is your friend, look at this idiot. Look at you. What are you doing? Bruh. Oh my goodness. I tell you, boy, some people, man. Look at you. Look at you. They just be, man, they be tearing their cars up. Like, what you driving so fast for? It's 11 o'clock at night, man. Like, I don't know. Where are you rushing to? What is so important that you're willing to put your life and other people's lives in danger to get there a few seconds early, bro? It makes no sense to me. Leave out early. My bad, y'all. But, yeah, man. Let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. I just wanted to really just drop that real quick, man, and just tell you guys, man, more content is coming soon. When I tell you guys, I have been through so much. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, a lot of stuff on my plate that I have to get out to you guys. It is coming. All right, it is coming. Y'all just got to bear with your boy. All right, bear with me, man. We're gonna get there. Get over. You gonna keep straight. Oh. Yeah, just bear with me, man. I promise y'all, this journey, this ride is going to be so beautiful, so sweet. It's only gonna get better from here. I promise you. This summer, like, listen, I got some people that I am working out with, man. I got my gang behind me that's gonna keep me up on it, you know what I'm saying, with the working out, the exercising, because they doing it, they getting it in. So I got to do the same. I got to step my game. I've really been stepping my game up more now than anything, trying to keep up with them two. But we got to get it, man. We got to get it. This is a new level, a new speed, baby. We got to pick it up, man. We got to pick it up. Anyway, I'm going to end this video right here. I might be able to get at least one song in before I get up out of here. But y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful, man. And I will catch you guys in the next one. All right. Peace and love.